Hello and welcome back to our channel. In this episode of our series Product Reviews, we will be taking a look at the beautiful collection of bathroom wall-hung units, Vittoria. The thing that sets this unit apart from other products is the fact that it's already born as a tailor-made product, meaning that the dimensions are highly customizable and the choice is yours. Before we begin the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to catch more videos. Two of the first eye-catching things that one notices when looking at the lovely Vittoria units are the bespoke mirrors with each unit and the sleek lacquered bases. First, we will be taking a look at the Vittoria 01. When it comes to the Vittoria bathroom units, customizability is a key feature. First of all, the structure is made of panels that are 2 centimeters thick. Then, the length of the unit itself can be customized anywhere between the minimum length of 127.5 centimeters all the way up to the maximum of 162.5 centimeters. The depth, on the other hand, of the unit is a standard 50 centimeters. The height is also customizable, and this depends on the height of the mirror which you choose. This particular model here has a height of 200 centimeters and the length of the top is the maximum of 162.5 centimeters. In the base of the composition, there are spacious, deep drawers. When you open this one to the left, you discover that inside there is this smaller, convenient, concealed drawer. Notice how the top of the front is cut at this 45-degree angle, and this allows for very easy opening of the drawer without having to incorporate external handles and preserving the sleek minimalist look. Now, while this model of Vittoria 01 has just one sleek drawer, you can instead choose to have 2 separate drawers. Then to the right of this composition, we see this larger, deeper drawer. And when you open it, you notice this fixed panel inside, and this is actually put in place to cleverly hide the drainage tubes. Turning our focus to the integrated sink, we notice that it does not have an obvious drain. Instead, the bottom of the sink has been installed at an angle, which then leads down to a discreet opening. This allows for a continuous flow of water while maintaining the sleek overall look. Moving upwards, we can't help but notice this beautiful clear mirror. Now, this mirror is also customizable between the lengths of 123 and 158 centimeters, and in this case, it has been made to match the exact width of the base itself. Then, as you can see, the mirror has these stunning 25 centimeter wide glass compartments, and you can choose how many of these you want, as well as where you want them positioned on the mirror. Finally, let's draw attention to this shelf, which can also be tailored down to the last centimeter in terms of width. You can choose a width between 35 and 70 centimeters, and in this case, it is made 70 centimeters to match the exact width of the cabinet below it. Notice how the shelf has been cleverly placed into this recess cut below the mirror. Adding to the fact that Vittoria is highly customizable is the fact that you can choose the color of the bases and the shelf from all of the colors on the RAL scale or any color that you want. In this case, our sleek bases and shelf match each other in the Vittoria 01 in the color matte white. Note, however, that this here is obviously a large surface, but when you look at smaller samples, they can sometimes appear darker than the finished larger product will then appear. The type of gloss that you put over them also affects the final appearance, and for this reason it is a good idea to talk to an interior designer when designing the units for your bathroom. The tops of the Vittoria units are made from a material called stratified HPL, and this is a material which has a lot of fantastic properties. It is shock resistant, scratch resistant, and very resistant to wear, as well as being ideal for environments where high levels of hygiene are required, such as bathrooms. The stratified HPL for Vittoria is available in 15 beautiful finishes, all available on diotti.com. And this particular finish here is made to resemble Afghan marble. Let's move on to Vittoria 01 sibling Vittoria 02, which is the version of Vittoria with the double wash basin. A key feature of Vittoria 02 are the convenient 6 centimeter thick storage shelves, well, this part here, and this top one can't help but notice how it extends over the entire unit, almost creating a roof. As well as this, it ties the entire unit together and gives us an excuse to add more beautiful LED top lighting. Vittoria 02 is a perfect example of the high customizability of the Vittoria collection. As you can see, this model has two 46 centimeter wide wash basins instead of just one, as we saw previously in Vittoria 01. Underneath each basin, there's a pair of 2 drawers. These drawers are customizable between the widths of 75 and 90 centimeters, and they're also an example of the high customizability of the collection, as I previously mentioned, as we saw in Vittoria 01, you can either have one large solid drawer or 2 separate ones, as we have chosen here in our version of Vittoria 02. Just as we saw in Vittoria 01, of course Vittoria 02 is also equipped with the angled base of the basin inside each unit. And these bases form a slide which then goes down into a discreet opening, and not only does this maintain the sleek appearance, but it also allows for continuous water flow. Just like you can customize the exact width of the drawers down to the last centimeter, you can also, of course, as we saw in Vittoria 01, customize the width of the top of Vittoria 02. In the version with 2 basins, you can choose between a minimum measurement of 150 centimeters and a maximum measurement of 180 centimeters. This version of Vittoria 02 is the maximum width of 180 centimeters, and the mirror above it has been made to the exact width of 180 centimeters of the Vittoria 02. The shelving unit has a width of 46 centimeters, and then the top shelf, however, which is, as we mentioned, a thicker 6 centimeter piece of wood, is customizable between 196 and 226 centimeters. And our top shelf here is the maximum length of 226 centimeters. Then the total height of this particular version of Vittoria 02 is 172 centimeters. Vittoria 02 is a perfect example of just how customizable the lacquered drawers are with regards to the color. As you can see, this beautiful blue color here is far different from the matte white that we saw in Vittoria 01. In fact, this color here is a Sickens color, which is called QO.30.40. However, remember that these drawers are also customizable in all colors from the RAL scale, as well as practically any color that you would like. And this color here is very similar to the RAL color 5021 Blue Aqua. Furthermore, the color of the drawers and these side panels here matches the backing of the mirror, as well as the back panel of the shelves. The shelf elements are available in 7 different beautiful wood veneer finishes, and you can find all of these on diotti.com. This particular finish here is Rovere wood with a black tint. We know that the tops of the units in the Vittoria collection are in stratified HPL, which has fantastic properties such as being scratch resistant, wear resistant, and very hygienic. This particular stratified HPL top here is made to resemble Calacatta marble, and I think it is very beautiful paired with the striking blue drawers. I hope you've enjoyed this product review on the Vittoria bathroom collection. These units set themselves apart from others by the fact that they are born as tailor-made, highly customizable units. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel to catch more product reviews. Thank you for watching.